with his son at dinner time, and then his son recorded a video and told all of us that how he was waiting for his father who never really got home.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many stories. I felt so emotional. I even cried while writing that. I
Absolutely.
mean,
That's
so
real.
many lives, they just got lost. Like,
Hmm.
there were so many families. I mean, 100 people died in that crash, but I feel like 100 families suffered. It was, I just wanted to put it out, like I just wanted to maybe honor them in some way, because we cannot really do much for them or their families, but in some sort of way they will be remembered.
That was beautiful, and I saw that's why I brought it up because that poetry. The reason why I'm so in love with it, and thank you for sharing that, by the way. Um, the poetry why I love it so much is because when I feel the most helpless, right, poetry arms me in hope. Like I get armed in hope, where I believe that I can make a difference, right, with my words. And what you did was you made a difference with your words, and that was remarkable. And it speaks to like it speaks volumes that want to be the voice to the people that may be voiceless, right? And you did that.
Exactly.
You did that perfectly, and I appreciate it because then you brought awareness to me about what happened, and then I could, send some love outwardly. I mean, in that sense, and then you inspire other people as well through that. So it's like it's very empowering to see somebody else empower themselves to power the voices that are unheard.
Yeah, I am so glad that you loved that piece and
I
the
did.
way that you appreciated it. I mean, I think like I finally made a difference. Like, this is
You
what
did.
we want to do, to make a difference. And I think we all know we are all great poets. Everybody, I am just in love with all their styles. Penny's style, Nicole's style, Leona, and your, I mean, Andy,
Ayush, all of them,
all,
yeah.
Ayush, I mean, yeah,
Kalesan,
Priyanka,
poetically proclaimed, all of
and
them.
yeah, like
Katie,
everybody. You all like are so
SM Claire,
amazing. Your
all y'all.
styles, they just inspire me. But sometimes I feel like, I mean, we are so busy about talking ourselves about, like, who's gonna talk about the people who are not here to talk for themselves? That is the thing that I just try to, and before that I created a documentary on lockdown and quarantine, and I felt like I was so connected with that piece too, because it was the first piece that was really long and in a documentary kind of way, and I was really appreciated
Hmm.
by that piece, and people kept telling me that you should do more of that, so I felt the encouragement to even more motivate me for the piece that I wrote about plane crash. So I am just so glad that you guys like it, and the way you keep appreciating me, it's just amazing. I am so grateful to every single person. I just saw the comments before. I mean, the way Ayush was just, he is being so nice, and Priyanka and Vanessa, I just love her, and Katie and Leona, everybody, you're just so lovely. I am so glad to have everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Coming up next, this is actually perfect for what we were talking about. Fairy with a pen. Lovely. Lovely soul. Fairy with a pen says, never accumulating despise in the mind, unfurling tongue for mouthful of kindness is my only yearning, a wish, a prayer for humanity. Kindness. Kindness. That's it. Just kindness.
A, a prayer for humanity.
Yes.
Wow.
I think the idea behind it says like never, no matter what happens in the mind of the idea, my tongue unfurls a mouthful of kindness regardless of what's happening, right? Negative, positive, whatever it is, kindness will spray out my mouth. And then I love how she says like my yearning, my only wish, my only prayer is for that, for humanity. I love that so much. So much hope in that.
I mean, exactly. Yeah. Ayush is saying, can you please run that back?
Yeah, I
I
would
would
love to.
love to hear it again too.
Yes. Never accumulating despise in the mind, unfurling tongue for mouthful of kindness is my only yearning, a wish, a prayer for humanity.
I mean, there is so much depth in
Oh,
just a few words. Like,
yes.
this is something that I like so much. Like, you choose a few words, but you try to deliver such an immense message. It's just phenomenal. It's hard for us to summarize things. Like, we can go into depth, we can write articles, but poetry, it's like we're summarizing everything. And to summarize anything, it's just amazing. It's incredible, and it should be appreciated.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much, Kate. We love
Yes.
you, Afra.
Katie's such a sweetheart. Damn, says Sunflower. Thank y'all for joining us. This is episode 54. 54 though with Afra. With Afra. I would love to hear your second chosen poem today.
Yeah.
Mackie, don't encourage me. Take your time. Yes. So true, Afra. It touches the
Yeah,
heart.
now I'm gonna be reading from ULLA Writes. Eula Writes. I don't know how it is pronounced, so I'm just gonna say ULLA Writes.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful. Let me tell you so.
so here it goes. She wore her scars as weapons
Mm.
to show she had survived, and therefore she would always have the strength to fight. She wore her scars so proudly to showcase her past and give hope to those still on the fight, because her scars meant she had gone through hell and survived to live another day.
I feel like that resonates deeply with you.
Yes, I mean, she
I
wore
feel
her
that.
scars as weapons to show that she had survived. Survival. Wow, I mean, we all go through so many heartbreaks, ups and downs, but what really matters is that how we're going to come out of it, like how we fought off our fears and how we went through hell but survived to live another day.
Mm. Wore her scars, show past, give hope, gone through hell, spoke to me, says whispers talk. The
Yeah, I was
scars,
also reading this another piece from Whispers Talk earlier in my life. She is amazing too. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Okay, I got that. GG.
GG.
Yeah, I mean, I have learned so many languages. Like, and before, I mean, there are so many regional languages in here apart from Urdu, Hindi, Sindhi,
Ooh,
Punjabi. I'm familiar with all those, but I would love to learn like Spanish, French, Italian. I love
yes.
to learn those too.
And going back to the poem, the scars aspect, it's I love scar poetry in the sense of like the scars don't define whether I'm my greatness or not. Like the scars are just the scars, and you can still choose to shine regardless if you have cuts and bruises, right? Like you could still stand up tall even though like you may have broken your ankle, right, at one point in your life, metaphorically. And I love that. I love scar poetry because it bleeds hope. It just bleeds hope, and I love that.
So yeah, it
Yes.
truly does.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. Up next,
Yeah.
we're almost at the halfway part. Thank you for joining us here today, Afra. I really do appreciate you and everybody in the comments too for joining us. Episode 54.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely. Next up is Anjaja Poetry. Anjad Poetry. Anjad. By how many challenges you have already conquered, but by how many challenges you are still willing to take on despite your failures. That one.
How many challenges you're still gonna take despite your failures, I guess.
Despite your failures.
It's
That's
amazing
powerful.
how many challenges you're gonna. It's
Bravery,
amazing.
oh my, bravery isn't measured by how many challenges you have already conquered, but by how many challenges you are still willing to take on despite your failures. Holy fuck.
It resonates deeply with me. I mean, I know how I have battled with my fears of like defeat, and now the only fear that I'm very much afraid of is that what if all those fears come back again? That is what I fear the most, because
Mm,
it's really hard to overcome your fears, and then you're just worried what if they come back, how you're gonna deal with it again. That's hard.
that's beautiful, and I appreciate you sharing that because that's deep, and I think a lot of us think about that as well. Relative for me, like for example, um, if I may be open, like my last relationship, my ex, right? I'm always afraid, right? This idea that, damn, what if she tries to come back into my life, right? This idea. What the fuck would I do? But now, the more I shine in my greatness and I see myself and the love that I have for myself, I know I'm grounded enough to not transplant myself to go into a grass that has weeds growing all over it, right? Nothing against her, but the
Yeah.
idea of this complex, like, no, I firmly believe in myself so much and the ground and the soil that I'm growing in that I don't need to be transplanted to survive in somebody else's garden.
Yeah, exactly. Can you please give me 1 minute? I just have to talk to my father.
Please, yeah, take your time. I'm gonna read the comments. I love doing this.
Baba, I have
It amazes
switched it
me.
on to data, and if I switch it back to Wi-Fi, I'm gonna lose the connection. So you're gonna have to be patient with that. Okay, thank you so much.
Gotta
He's
love
very
that.
supportive.
Oh, I
I
love
love
this.
my father.
Oh my God. First of all, I love that you just did that. That's hilarious. Oh, are you drinking tea, Afra?
No, it's not tea, it's water. I just love my cup
It's a
so
beautiful
much.
cup. It's a beautiful cup. I got a thing for cups. The yellow bucket.
My, do you know, my brothers love teasing me so much. They would just deliberately put tea into this and they would just drink it to tease me. And I was like, you know that this is my cup. Why are you messing with me? They just
Oh my God, that's
love having
awesome.
conversations.
All right, coming up. Thank you, Papa.
Yeah, well, I didn't say Papa. I said Baba.
Ooh, get it
I call him
right,
Baba.
Baba. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, up next,
Okay.
Afra's third poem.
It's gonna be my.
I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wait.
yes.
Yes.
A
It
studded cup,
is.
Afra.
Yeah. This one. It's from Your Life's a Poem.
Mm,
It's by Stephen. I don't remember his name, but I'm gonna go ahead with it. Building your empire stone by stone. Building your empire stone by stone isn't always easy when you're all alone. You try your best to make it strong and true, but people walking by simply stare at you. You work hard, you study fast, but all this effort, will it really last? You shoot for the stars but merely missed the hill. But don't give up, for your future will be yours still.
mm.
Don't let the people get you down, for you are perfect and should wear a crown of victory for each day that you fight, because you are only human and you have a certain right. Such an empowering piece.
Ooh, I love the way you read that. Shout out to your reading skills. Remarkable.
I just read it. I mean, I haven't read it before. I read it like when I saved it,
Okay.
and
Same.
I was
That's what I
just
did.
reading it, and I am glad that I didn't mess up the lines. Like to when there was questions, I placed it in a question way, because I would hate it if I just mess up